on Saturday we scrimmed the full day versus T1. So the day after, they smashed us. Which
Congrats on the win.
thank you.
Can you maybe tell me a little bit about the team morale for G2 after losing such a close game to T1 and then having to, bounce back for today?
What was the mental after T1? I mean, we were quite happy. I mean, of course, a bit sad because we lost. But overall, we gave a good fight, right? And it was our first game on this stage. And usually, our first game, our international tournament, you are discovering the whole setup, you're discovering the stage, you're discovering backstage. There's a lot of pressure, so you can choke a bit. They already had this first game, so they had a slight advantage there. Advantage there. We still pushed them to game five, so we were happy. We lost the game five, couple of blunders. The truth is, we probably lost the series before. Maybe the game four draft was not the most optimal. So yeah, we were sad because we lost, but we were happy because we showed up. And it was a big question mark after our last international showing versus NRG and BLG. So that was reassurance. It made us confident in what we were doing. So yeah, on Saturday we scrimmed the full day versus T1. So the day after, they smashed us, which I think is really good because it keeps us humble. Because you even if you lose versus T1, you leave the stage with two games, so you can be a bit hyped, right? You played well and stuff. So I think we needed a bit of a humbling on the Saturday to refine a bit some of the strategies and stuff. And then today we arrived really focused, really focused, and it showed. So I'm happy.
Talking about being really focused, it seems like Caps was playing out of his mind, Hansamo's playing even better, and you guys had a clear strategy in draft that PSG just didn't have answers for. When you watched PSG, sorry, play against BLG, did you guys get worried that maybe they're showing up also and might come very focused, or were you not concerned?
I mean, we know them a bit. We scrimmed a bit versus them. They had a really good showing. So not on scrim, but on stage. So we had some data to grind and to understand what they could do. We had some specific plans. And we knew that if we were able to play our game, we would win. And the biggest question mark was, are we going to choke or not? So we did not. We stayed focused. So yeah, just happy about the whole series.
All right. Talking more generally, I mean, this is your third year on G2, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yep.
just compared last year to this year, MSI. Last year, no one really expected G2 to do anything, and this year, everyone, after your series with T1, especially, people are expecting G2. They're saying that the gap has closed. And I know you've mentioned in interviews before that your job is to create this ecosystem where G2 can thrive and can really compete against the East. So I just want to pick your brain a little bit. What have you been doing differently as an organization from last year to allow G2 to, be so competitive?
We're doing the same, but 10% more, 15% more. Not much different. I think we had a really good 2023. The results were not there to back up what I'm saying. The international result, because at home we still won three of the four tournament, right? So that's good. But this team is built to win worlds and to win a lot at the international and to go to beat Korea and China. So on that regard, 2023 was not a success. I don't believe there was strong enough of a reason to just cancel everything and restart from fresh. We still had really good basics, solid basics, and that's why keeping the same five players was important. Adding an extra staff member to just refine what we're doing and use 2023 as a baseline and to cherry pick some of the specific moment where we knew we had to be stronger. One of them was today. Today, the victory today is a good confirmation that we know how to focus even when we are not underdogs. Because that was the whole story of the day. So was to us today was the same kind of day as versus NRG, where the external narrative is you guys are gonna win, which is a really dangerous narrative because it can get into players' head, it can get into staff's head, it can impact the way you prepare, it can impact the way you're going to get on stage and the way you're going to reset between games and stuff. So that was we've worked on a few systems to fight this kind of behavior, and it worked today, and everyone was on the same page and really focused. So I'm really happy about the win because of the attitude and the behavior from everyone. It wasn't perfect. Game one still a bit too shaky, stuff like that, but it's done. Now we can start the real part of the tournament. We did a good showing versus a really strong team. We did a good showing when we went as underdog. Now next week is gonna be banger after banger after banger. Like it's only gonna be insane teams. So we're really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you guys as well. Just to comment on what you said, I think Humanoid was the one who was saying that when they had to play as underdogs, they played so much better, and when they were expected to beat Team Liquid, they choked. So it's nice to see G2, taking those learnings from last year Worlds. My last question for you is more about
It's on this. I think yesterday for us, in a way, Fnatic losing was because they're good. Like we know Fnatic are good, especially when they want to do it. But we got beaten by Energy, so we knew anything can happen, right? But yesterday, getting our ass kicked by T1 and seeing our EU brothers losing was like a double big reminder that guys, if you don't focus, you lose in a tournament of that caliber. So in a way, thanks Fnatic, it helped us to stay focused today.
All right. Yeah, my last question is about scrims and scrim culture. G2 is very heavy on like taking scrims very seriously and being the scrim world champs and whatnot. And we also see that North American teams as well will come and say we're doing great in scrims, but it doesn't really transition to stage. So what is G2's approach? Oh, sorry, one more comment that I've seen a lot is that the West don't understand that the East doesn't treat scrims the same. They treat scrims to improve and not necessarily to win. So when you feel like you're beating these teams, you're not actually like. I just want to. What do you think? Maybe is the best way to approach scrims so that you actually improve, and maybe address that comment, because there's been a lot of comments about scrims recently.
We're playing scrims to learn. We're playing scrims to get better. That's it, period. We're not playing scrims to win. It's just if your strategy works well, you're gonna win at the end. And I would rather lose every single scrim until the rest of the year if that means we're gonna win on stage every single time. The truth is, if you lose a lot of scrims, the chances to lose on stage are quite high. Of course, you can always pull out of the bag some random example from, but in 2019, this team ended up winning a tournament and they lost every scrim. Yeah, the majority of it is in the way the team dynamic functions, because the practice tool is so bad in League of Legends. You have to go through a whole game. If you lose a lot, your team dynamic is going to end up bad. And everyone's going to start to blame one another and stuff like that. So winning makes things easier. And Asian teams play to learn and they play to win. Bro, if you that's why I saw a lot of those debates last year after I published some of the scrim results, and everybody, yeah, but you guys are playing to win scrim. No, we're playing to learn. And why don't you say the same regarding T1? If you check T1 scrim results, they beat everyone, literally, and they won world. Coincidence? I don't think so. A good team is a team able to win early game, mid game, and end game. Period. So, and a really good team is going to win more end games than most of the other teams. So, of course, we play to learn. Like, what are those narratives? It's crazy, and it's mostly done by people who've never played Scrim. So I'm fine. I think I'm really happy with the Scrim culture we've been able to develop and the way we learn efficiently from one game to another. And yeah, let's see how far it can get us.
All right. Good luck in the rest of the tournament. Hopefully, we get to see you guys play against TL.
I'm down.
All right. Bye. Honestly, really cool conversation with Romain. I'm glad he sat down with me. It was a pretty cool conversation, like I said. I should have 5 interviews for you guys today. The first one's coming out. I have a losers interview with Woody, who I accidentally called Betty. And then I have the Yike scrum, and then I'll have the last 2 scrums. They haven't happened yet. Still waiting in between games. But hopefully BLG win. It'd be an awesome day if G2 and BLG win. But yeah, I don't know exactly when I'll be posting the rest. This one's probably the first one that's going to come up, but I do need to sleep. I'm tired. So I'll try to record the scrums and then go to sleep. I don't know how many I'll have at what time, but by the end of today, you should have all 5. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss them.